Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Unhitched or Dad Trying. This is episode 7. This is the podcast where we rate experiences from the point of view of a single female and a married father, yours truly, to ultimately determine whose life is better. My name is Cameron Carter, and as I said, I'm the married father part, and with me here is our single lady, Miss Lauren Neat. Hello.
Hey, Cam.
How's it going this week?
It's great.
Is it? I feel like this is how we always start out.
We do. We start out positive, and then we're both like, let's be honest.
Yeah, let's get down to it.
To the brass tacks. Let's talk about how I probably sound a little bit like a old smoker.
Really?
Yeah, because I have like scratchy man voice in the morning a lot of times because we're recording in the morning now.
Yeah, peek behind the curtain. We're doing a morning podcast, which I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad. We'll let you decide, listener. That's okay.
I just took a bite out of the microphone.
That's okay.
I'm hungry.
That's good. Take a bite out of the microphone. Hey, and take a bite out of crime.
That's right.
Got to. So you got scratchy voice, scratchy morning voice. Do you have at what hour does this normally break into a normal voice?
I think I'm almost there. Actually, it might already be there.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Oh,
sorry.
I have scratchy morning voice and scratchy evening voice.
Oh, what happens at evening? What are you doing in the evening?
I sound like Batman.
Oh, just too much talking through the day because
you're
just yapping off blah, 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 blah.
I never shut up. Yeah.
And then at the end, you got the scratchy voice and you just turn into a city nighttime vigilante because it just goes along with it. That's
probably why I have it this morning because I've been up all night fighting crime too. Yeah.
What would your crime fighting name be?
Sergeant Wonder Girl.
Sergeant Wonder Girl.
I'm breaking, sexual stereotypes.
That's good, I guess. So why Sergeant? Why with the stereotype
that usually you'd think a sergeant would be like this masculine figure, but not Sergeant Wonder Girl. She's
that's true.
Glass ceiling. She's breaking it.
Well, yeah. That's part of her crime fighting persona. She goes to buildings like her superpower is breaking glass ceilings.
Yeah.
Any situation where I guess crime is occurring above a glass ceiling, she could break that.
Yeah, crime
killed
against
a lot of people.
gender equality. She's there. She literally and figuratively breaks glass ceilings.
So why hasn't she attained a higher rank? Why is she at sergeant? Is she just...
Well, she's still... She's got room to grow.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Yeah. She knows she has to work hard to move up. So she's putting in the hours every night.
Do you think one day we can have a lieutenant?
I think one day we can have a General Wonder Girl.
Yeah, but we sure as heck can't have a President Wonder Girl.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, 4 more years. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Politics Corner. Well, why don't you just go ahead and break out of this? And I want to say hello to our special guest, Mr. Brett Landrum.
Greetings.
Hi, Brett.
Hey, Brett.
I love the word greetings because it's either you're an alien from space or it's Christmas season. There's no other time to use that word.
Or you're a creepy guy that shows up at someone's doorstep late at night and, that's the cue to go get your shotgun.
Well, did you just make me Slender Man?
Hey, if anyone at this table is going to be Slender Man, we know it's not going to be me.
It's funny you say that because I have an uncle who says greetings all the time, and he's like the most kind, like wonderful human. So I love that. It was like, to me, it's so normal to say greetings any time of year. Isn't that weird?
Is his name Paul?
No.
That's a Bible joke.
Oh, his name is Carl.
Oh.
But he is a pastor.
Well, there you go. I like the name. Carl's the perfect uncle name.
It is.
By far. It
works, Uncle Carl, like the kukuku. It's great.
No, that's not great.
Uncle Carl, too.
Well, so greetings to you, Brett. Greetings.
Hello. Good morning.
For those of you who don't know, actually, I'm curious how many of you do know, but for those of you who don't, Brett is a good friend of mine and Amy's. We met you at church, right? No, we met you in the coffee world, right?
Yes, with the beans. That's where we met.
With the beans. Among the beans, we found each other.
That sounds like the start to like a chicken soup for the soul poem.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Among the beans, we found each other.
What would the next line be?
We'll stick together through all the weather.
But we had to move the beans inside because they're not weather resistant. We don't want wet beans.
Nope.
The cadence really changed of that poem.
We don't want wet beans.
No wet beans here. And that's how Brett and I bonded. We're anti-wet beans. Actually, no, I think we're very pro-wet beans now that I think about it, Brett.
We are the wet beans of friendships.
Oh, absolutely. And when there's wet beans, there's caffeine and bliss. These are all very weird coffee jokes. Because you can't have coffee without that water, right?
Coffee and water are one.
In your cup right now.
I'm looking back and forth between the two of them, but I don't understand the coffee humor.
That's okay. Let's break it down. No.
I mean, I know coffee and water.
So I don't know if you ever in the coffee world. And so we've probably been in the coffee world. You've probably been there for what, 3 years? I've been there for about 7 years.
Actually, my first coffee job I got before I got married, so it's been over 5 years, and then I was fired from that job on my honeymoon. They just
why?
sent me an email because they couldn't afford to pay me.
Oh
my gosh, on your honeymoon?
Yeah, it was a great email. I ended up working odd jobs, and I say that with air quotes because it's really scary jobs. But then I ran screaming back to coffee, so that was good.
Were you also a nighttime vigilante?
Sort of. I cleaned an abandoned cat food factory for about a month.
Oh my gosh. How stinky was it in there?
Well, okay, a pipe burst in like the office section, like over a bunch of old cans of cat food. This is in like rural Arkansas in like the boonies. So I would drive out to this grass field where there's this factory and go inside and clean it because the guy who owned it was going to rent it out to some corporate office for Dayspring. Do you know who Dayspring is? They make cards. Okay, so he was going to rent it out to Dayspring. And needed it to not look like cat food, which was a hefty task.
The building looked like cat food somehow. It was a giant, small can, right?
I actually had to use a can opener to get in the door.
Every time. Yes, absolutely.
But one of the fun things you may not know about cat food,
and I know many fun things about cat food, but please go on,
is that in its canned form, if you leave it long enough, it will not stay in the can. So
It finds its way out. It explodes.
Cat food comes for you.
Cat food
It does not wait.
Finds a way.
That's like, does it happen when it gets hot?
Yeah, I mean this is midsummer.
Arkansas.
I was out here. Yeah,
I learned that in Hello Dolly. By
they
the
talk
way,
about cat food in Hello Dolly.
No, but they light candles under cans of food to make them explode, so they can close the shop and go into New York and kiss a girl.
I've never seen a production of Hello Dolly. I would have never guessed that.
It's wonderful.
I'm sure that's how they sold the idea to their producers. So, okay, the scene opens on a can of cat food with a candle. Love is brewing in the air.
Stop right there.
I am sold. Throw in Barbra Streisand, we got a hit.
Oh, man. So you're working at the... Man, that... just sounds nasty. So there wasn't like a stink or anything, nothing that would really kind of stick in the clothes or anything like that?
There was a stink.
Oh gosh.
We named it eventually. Its name was Susan.
Oh, well, there you go.
No offense to anyone named Susan. It was a very lovely stink.
Yeah. It was a lovely stink.
Yeah. To all those Susans out there, I bet y'all are lovely stinks too. I actually think we might have one Susan listener. I'm so sorry.
Make that none.
So tell me, you cleaned up a cat facility. What other kind of odd jobs? And did you wear a nice little small top hat and gain a lot of weight and do?
I was not the Monopoly man, no.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was going for Odd Job from GoldenEye.
Oh.
Goldfinger.
Good reference.
Yeah, thank you.
I assembled shelving in an engineering building at a college campus. Mm-hmm. That took about 4 weeks, and I think I did lawns. I did things.
You did things, and yeah, we've already heard the things part. I think so. I think every man in his life has to at least have about like 3 or 4 months where that's all they're doing is lawns. I think that is definitely a path to manhood that everyone needs to go through.
It's the white guy's bar mitzvah.
Oh, absolutely. And then at the end, you go stand on a lawnmower and get hoisted up.
That sounds scary.
The lawnmower is on, just so you know.
Yeah, that's very risky. You know, I will say, growing up, I thought I went through this phase where I was like, I can do anything a boy can do. You know, when I was like 10, 11. It was because I had brothers, and I was like, they always get to go outside and do yard work, and I'm stuck inside doing dishes and vacuuming. And like, I was so angry. I was like, this is wrong. And so my mom was like, fine, you guys swap for one Saturday. And I was like, done. This is easy. I never complained again. I was like, this is the worst thing ever. Like, outdoor chores are the worst. The worst. Indoor chores are second worst, but outdoor chores are first worst.
First worst.
First worst.
I completely agree. I hated doing the lawn.
I was terrible at it too. I'm pretty sure I like rolled over like an old football skin or something like that.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's the scariest thing because I started mowing lawns probably when I was 11 years old. And once my dad was like, you're about the size of a cow, I'm sure you could pull a lawnmower. I grew up big fast. And
you pulled the lawnmower? That's
yeah, absolutely. He put the yoke upon me, and me and my brother just went out, and we got it done.
I just imagine you like in a harness, just like walking with the lawnmower behind you.
With a rope, yeah, tied to a lawnmower.
And you were like,
they call it an ox-style lawnmower.
Oh, you don't even want to know what we did for weed whacking.
It was weed wacky.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that was funny.
Oh gosh. Oh, I used to be afraid of the lawnmower. My dad would go and mow our little house. By the time I was 11, he was just like, you can go mow the lawn. And I was like, I don't know if I want to, because I was so worried that like somehow you think through this, right? Whenever you mow a lawn, like, how's my foot going to get under the lawnmower and how are my toes going to get chopped off? Like, I think that's a very legit fear that many people have. And I just see people doing lawn work all day. I'm like, how are you doing this line of work? You still have toes. You're amazing. And like, cause I seriously thought that like something was going to happen to me. Like there's going to be some horrific Final Destination accident and that's going to be the end of me. And,
wow.
But I risked my life every week for $5. We moved into a bigger house, and it was almost a full acre. Learned to mow that thing.
Did you get more than $5?
No. Oh, no, definitely.
That's not fair.
You mow 2 weekends in a row. Sometimes I got to the point to where I overcame the fear, and I would want to mow a little bit more, and so I could get, $5 back to back, week to week, even though the lawn didn't need to be mowed 2 weeks in a row. I think my dad still paid me because it was character building.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'll go buy a Nerf gun.
Oh.
Yeah. It's win-win.
Okay, speaking of Nerf guns.
Yes.
My father gave my 2 nephews Nerf guns.
For around Thanksgiving?
Around Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. I was like, everyone in our house was then in terror from that point on. Like, just constantly afraid you're going to get hit in the face with a Nerf bullet. Because they loved them. I'm pretty sure they like slept with them at night.
Now, were these the suction cup bullets, or were they the ones with the hard tips?
The hard tip.
Yeah, those are no face bullets.
No, I mean, luckily we learned immediately, if you hit Aunt Lauren in the face with a Nerf bullet, like, there's no turning back from that. And I was like, oh, it was horrible.
Aunt Lauren's going to slash your tires.
Yeah, my 6-year-old nephew's tires.
On his tricycle.
On his tiny little, like, toy truck. Like, no, they learned, but they learned the hard way. Let's just say that.
No.
Yeah.
So how did you scold them? Or is it just...
It's really hard to scold them. They're so freaking cute.
I know. You have shown me pictures of them. They are pretty adorable.
They're so adorable.
But not as adorable as Ellie.
You know I can't have this conversation with you.
Oh, that's okay.
You know I can't.
Put them in an arena. Let it be settled.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Give them their Nerf guns.
That'd be great. That'd be a great way to settle this.
Ellie, no.
Oh, Ellie's going to become the next Katniss Evergreen.
Everdeen?
Yep.
Wow.
I was so confident that it was Evergreen.
The villain of Batman who also overthrew President Snow.
Yes.
Isn't that Poison Ivy's real last name, Evergreen?
To be honest, I don't know. I try to block much of, because my only experience with Poison Ivy is, BNR, and you get what I'm talking about. And
Nice to meet you.
Oh, whenever you get a chance, internet, go check out any and all YouTube videos about Batman and Robin. You don't watch the movie because that's insane. You're an insane person that would show up on someone's doorstep and say greetings. But go watch these videos. Because they're just they actually got to keep in mind some of this was written down in screenplay format at one time and was on the table for at least a couple months before shooting. Some of the dumbest things are said in Batman and Robin. There's a video that has all of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze's all of his one-liners.
Why don't you chill out?
You're pretty good at that.
Man, your Arnold is on point.
Oh, man.
Man, I loved Batman and Robin. Granted, I haven't seen it since I was 12. It's great when you're 12.
Is it?
Yes.
What was your favorite part of this? Is it just kind of the because it wasn't even Tim Burton. It was
It is. It's kind of like the fun house version of Batman. A child's almost like a theme park version of Batman.
Right.
Which I loved because I really was into everything with bright colors as a child. Bright colors, pretty shapes.
Right.
Alicia Silverstone. I thought she was the coolest, most beautiful human that ever lived.
She was Batgirl, is that right? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was Arthur. What's his Batman? And what's Batman's?
Bruce Wayne?
No, his...
Alfred.
Yes. Alfred's niece, remember?
That's it.
Alicia Silverstone's Alfred's niece.
So she just kind of showed up. I don't know. She just
she was a girl, she was she couldn't quite stay in the rules. She was wild. She liked motorcycles.
I think you're thinking of Robin. No.
Oh, that's why they were meant for each other. They kissed.
Oh, they did?
They did indeed.
Oh.
I think they did.
So much of that movie's blocked out.
You guys are I only remember Arnold. I don't know. And I'm the love story.
The love story I always loved was Bane and Uma Thurman, Poison Ivy.
I just will never forget the bat nipples.
Yep.
We were all thinking it.
We probably all thought of it for about 10 years, and then finally someone spoke up and acknowledged it. That has nipples on it. That's weird. And then, that opened up. That was the crack that suddenly just opened the expanse. It was wait a second. They have 5 seconds of this movie where they show butts in latex.
It's the suit-up scene.
The suit-up scene.
We should do a suit-up scene here on the podcast.
I'm still going to see if we're going to do that video podcast.
Just audio suit-up scene. I'm putting on the pants now.
All right.
Just a bunch of zippers.
I just want to point out that in the same breath you said nipples, crack, and butt. All in the same...
You're a good listener.
I've listened to certain words. Certain words stick out.
Well, anyway, so Brett, by trade, so you worked in coffee, you've added water to beans, and now you're a musician by trade.
I prefer the term sound wizard.
Sound wizard. That's okay. That would explain your hat right now that you chose to wear this morning.
Yes, my pointy hat with a quarter note on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Ooh.
It's very Fantasia-esque. I love the persona of the sound wizard. Some 7-year-olds coming in for guitar lessons, and you come into this front foyer of your house, and it's no furniture. It's just you, and no guitars or anything. It's the lessons begin here, and you're one of these. You're any guitar teacher's we're not going to touch guitar for the first 7 years.
I am the Mr. Miyagi of guitar teachers.
I immediately was thinking about that. I'm I'm already picturing a montage where you're having this kid do push-ups and doing wax on, wax off drills, and just he never actually touches a guitar. And then 7 years later, he's just I'm done with guitar lessons, and he tries to impress a girl later on in college, and he picks up a guitar and he immediately starts doing push-ups, and then she falls in love with him because she thinks he's got a hot body, because you really, at the end of the day, created a workout routine, and it worked out. I mean, because at the end of the day, doesn't it all just come down to wooing?
Wow.
My career is basically about impressing women with my ability to move my fingers over strings.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
What strings? The E, A, D, G, B, or E?
Those are all strings.
Yeah, okay.
They're also letters.
Lauren, do you play any instruments?
I do not. I used to play the baritone.
What is that?
Pretty much the dorkiest instrument you can play. It's like a mini tuba.
Oh.
I was the only girl that played it. It's a brass instrument.
Mm-hmm.
I was very good because this is what I had to do. Boom, boom, boom. That was really good.
Only 2 notes?
No, like I was like the bass. So I was ready. I was so excited to play music. I was like, Mom, we're going to learn Jingle Bells tomorrow. And then I would get my part and it was like, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, this isn't Jingle Bells. The trumpets are up there like, me, 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 me. And I was like, freaking instrument.
Well, that's how it is when you're like in choir, when you're not a soprano or a tenor. You're just like, what am I doing here? No, this doesn't sound right, because you're just because you never get to play melody, and you're just
the support. But you know what? Your part's easier,
right?
So you can chill,
and at least you know that you're needed. No, I take that back. You're usually not needed.
I know you're like baritones. You can come or go.
I'm helping. So anyway, Brett, as I understand it, you've been working on jingles for us.
I've actually never done a jingle before, so this has been an adventure for me that I'm enjoying. Yes. I have such an analytical mind that when I try to approach something that's supposed to be just short and sweet, just a fun little idea, I want to like get into the interlocking pieces of it, and really you just should have a little more fun with that. And so teaching myself to not be a math brain with my music, which a lot of people are like, oh, musicians are all creatives. They just sit down and the music flows out. But I'm definitely like I'm going to find every little piece and assemble it in perfect order. And so I'm not the traditional music writer.
So you're saying you're the Skrillex of jingles. But I'm very excited. So if the jingle suddenly changes one day, you'll know why.
You'll know who's at the driver's seat for that one.
Yeah. It's Brett.
The sound wizard.
The sound wizard.
Don't worry, I'll add a musical watermark so everybody will know that it's me.
Perfect. Okay, guys, you want to get into Topic Thunder?
No.
Oh,
yes. I'm just kidding.
Boom, 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 Topic Thunder. What?
This week, our topic is working out. Pretty basic, but apparently very difficult to do.
So I guess I will start.
Please.
Taking an initiative.
I like it.
Yeah. Step out of the way. Brett's here. So this is actually very relevant to my life. I just signed up for my first life insurance policy. Very adult moment for me.
Oh, nice.
I am almost 30, and so I should at least have one adult facet of my life. But one of the fun things you may or may not know about getting a life insurance policy is someone calls you and basically gives you a report card for how much you brush your teeth and how many green beans you eat. They ask you like, oh, are you active? Do you work a sedentary lifestyle? Do you smoke the marijuana? Do you they get very up and personal in all of your health facets. And then after you do that little questionnaire, then a nurse shows up at your house and you pee in a cup and they take your blood and assesses your life. And so
what?
Yeah. So now my life is worth money because someone has decided that I am not going to die in the next 5 years, which is a great feeling. You know, it's good.
Well done.
A third party has decided that I'm okay for at least 20 years,
Good.
which is great.
That must give you some validation.
I know.
You're like, I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
So with that, I felt like I should exercise. I was like cleaning up my act all week, right? Like, I was like, I'm going to smoke a bunch of green beans and get extra healthy.
That's what you do, right? I've been doing that, so.
But the exercise that I did this week was I don't do gyms. I used to work at the YMCA, and I know because of that, like a startling amount about exercise, because I worked on the workout floor, and basically people would come in, and the YMCA is not like other gyms. Like it's a pretty low. There's not so much macho there on the gym floor. No one's competing to lift the most dead weights or whatever.
I always imagine like elderly at the YMCA.
That's
but they're
in the
having a
pool.
great time.
Right.
You know, like happy old people and children.
Absolutely. My grandmother goes and works out at the Y like every day. She makes a point of it. Like, and it's almost whenever I see her, she's just like, well, me and Papa, we've been going to the Y every day. We've been staying really healthy. And I'm just like, what would your life be out like? Like there is no Granny and Papa without the YMCA. It's so integral as a part of their life, and
It's beautiful.
It is quite beautiful. I can't wait to get old, and I could go to the Y now, but I'm not going to.
Actually, you can't. You're not old enough.
I didn't realize there was an age restriction. It's 0 to 9, and then they cut you off and welcome you back when you're 70.
I did really enjoy working there, but mostly what I did was people would come in who don't know how to use workout equipment, and so I would like show them how and show them like what their range of motion on all the machines should be, and like so I would assume that at the YMCA there are fewer people per capita than at other gyms like using machines in funny ways. Like, have y'all seen those internet photos?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my job, was making sure that didn't happen. But when I work out at home, like I don't use a bunch of free weights. So this week I went on a bike ride. I recently got my bike fixed up because we live over by White Rock Lake, which is really nice. And it was perfect weather. I went yesterday and went for about a 45-minute bike ride, I say.
Did you do one loop around that track?
I didn't. Okay, so we're close to White Rock Lake, but it's actually a bit of an ordeal to get there because I have to cross this busy street and then go around the lake and then cross the street. And there's just something about dodging traffic after you're tired that
you feel less confident.
I get that.
Well, we went to the library and back, trying to be ambitious, little, thoughtful people. And by we, I mean my wife. I guess we haven't said my stage of life. I'm married without children at this point, so I'm like the fusion of the two of you.
Indeed.
And my wife did not go on my bike ride with me yesterday, but when we went to the library together a couple weeks ago, it's all downhill there and all uphill back, and there was a walk of shame involved where we're like walking up that hill, and it's like on a busy street, so there's lots of cars passing, and you know, you just turn your head aside and act like no one can see you walk your bike.
I've had so many people, and I think I know the exact hill you're talking about. When you work in coffee in Dallas for so many years, you're kind of like a local celebrity that everyone knows but no one cares about. And so I've done that walk, and I've had so many customers that will see me either when I'm jogging or riding my bike, and they'll honk, or they'll just be like, "Hey, the barista guy," and I'm like, and I'm 6'9", and that also doesn't help. And so I've gotten so many recognitions up there in that moment where I'm just the shame is just weighing down on me, and there's like no feeling worse than that.
Being recognized while working out is like my definition of hell.
Yeah.
Like no. Oh no.
The fact that they recognize your sweaty self and not your well-dressed self.
Oh, and I get sweaty.
Hey, that's Lauren.
She looks like she jumped in a pool. It's bad.
So yeah, other than the bike ride, I did crunches. I was expecting my abs to hurt today, and the fact that they don't makes me feel pretty good about myself.
Well done.
Thank you.
They
Thank
were
you.
already good.
Yeah. Ab check? We're good.
So yeah, I did crunches because you're supposed to elevate your heart rate and then do your muscular exercises. And then I did push-ups. And push-ups are the bane of tall people because your arms just make you so much further away from the floor. And your elbows stick out further. So my elbows actually really hurt when I do push-ups. That probably says something about my technique.
Yeah, maybe like, you're supposed to put your hands on the ground, not your elbows, right? Like that's what you do with push-ups.
Right.
But the concrete just really pushes back and gives me...
I feel like my elbows are really getting a good workout.
Were your knees touching the floor or not? Because let me tell you, when those knees touch the floor, it makes it a whole heck of a lot easier. You definitely
That's how
should
I
try
do
that.
push-ups.
So Cam is actually taller than I am, which shocks me, but he's quite tall, and I am not quite as tall. I'm about 6'5", and there are certain exercises that just are not tall people friendly.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Anything with arms, that's about it.
But there are certain shelves that are not short people friendly. So there you go. Like, give and take.
But if you just worked hard enough, Lauren.
If you just work hard enough, get on one of those medieval stretching boards
machines?
like they have on Muppet Treasure Island when they do that thing with Gonzo. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, absolutely. That works. That's why I am who I am today.
Oh.
I think they call it the snipping cure. So that wait, take it back. I think they call it the window shade cure because they stretch him out and then they snip the rope and then he goes.
Oh, Gonzo.
Yeah, so yeah, Gonzo.
Right.
Okay.
Gonzo.
Yeah, greatest movie ever.
I love it.
I love.
Muppets.
Blah. I love it. So you're doing these arm workouts. And so you did your abs. I think that's interesting. I have no idea how to properly exercise, so I would never think, oh, let's get the heart rate up and then go work on muscles. I'm just like, let's get out and move.
Work on muscles.
I used to work out, and all that's gone with the wind. Make sure I get that. We have some lovely coffee here this morning. I want to make sure we get this on mic. All right.
Now all of our listeners have to use the bathroom.
And then to conclude my workout, I did stretches. So one of my 30 before 30 goals is to be able to touch my feet. And I know that sounds silly, but again, when you're 6.5 feet tall, also I'm like 99% leg, 99% legs. For those of you guys out there, my pants, my inseam is a 31. No, I said that backwards. My waist is a 31. My inseam is a 38, which basically means that I can't buy pants. I have to craft them from leaves in the forest.
Like Adam and Eve.
Exactly.
I thought you just had a bunch of leaves around the cuffs of your pants.
It's a fashion thing. And so touching my feet is a daily discipline because I have to like continually stretch and attack mics with my hands. So maybe in the next 7 months I'll be able to, but today was another step in that journey.
Nice goal.
Oh man,
I like it.
Well, I completely understand the. So I don't have the long legs working against me, but I do have this tummy working against me. And so I tried some stretches for the first time in a long time, and I used to pride myself. I was like the tall, lanky guy that was flexible, which is a weird goal to have in life. Like, hey, check out Cam, like everyone on the football team, like, hey, Cameron, do that thing where you touch your toes. You know, like, I'm like, yeah, check.
4-year-old party tricks.
Now, ladies and So I did some stretches this week after my workout, which I think is what you're supposed to do. It was so silly because in football, they always in high school, they'd always have us do these stretches. We used to stretch for like 30 minutes and then go like work out. It just, even then it seemed wrong. So I got back on the workout train, which I'm constantly jumping on and off this past week. So especially after Thanksgiving. So
oh yeah,
you just we talked about it last week. I mean, come on, it's a perfect time of year. I really don't think like New Year's is the best time to work out. It's like right now because you're starting to look back at those goals you set and you're realizing like I didn't do any of these. And
I'm so far from where I want to be.
Do you want to hear I looked at I was so dang ambitious at my New Year's resolutions were lose 70 pounds, which is a lot of weight you might be thinking, but that would actually put me in a healthy, non-overweight category. So there was that. Didn't get that at all. And for me to do that now would be incredibly unhealthy.
Would you like have to lose a limb?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In time?
That would help. I got to start looking for cheats around these New Year's resolutions. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then the second one was run a marathon. Didn't do that. And the third one was
Who wants to do that?
No one does. But we're dumb.
I
Humans
know.
are so dumb.
We are.
Like whenever I go see a marathon, I'm like, look at all these dummies. I just sit there at the end.
My mom actually runs marathons, which makes me feel weak.
Yeah. Well, your mom's a dummy then.
Mom, if you're listening to this, I love you.
Yeah.
I do too. I love her too.
I love you too. Yeah. I wanted to say it too.
You can love my mom. That's okay.
I love all moms out there. That sounds weird.
Mother lover.
I do. Oh, well, I'm this part. I guess you could say I'm now a mother lover.
Ooh.
So
Number 3.
As you revert to a state of childlike innocence.
So I went for a run this week, and running is horrible, and we all know that.
Agreed.
Yeah. Why did we even choose this week? This is I hate this topic. There's actually nothing that interesting. I went for a run. My favorite part of it was, so I've been using this running app. It's this Under Armour. I can't even think of the name of the app now, but it doesn't matter. So I've been tracking my runs, and so there's this goal or challenge rather that you can do where you can. Apparently, everyone between Thanksgiving and Christmas is trying to hit a 60-mile mark, and so everyone that signs up for this challenge on this app will track their distance, and so guy and lady, I'm in the 25th percentile. And then I'm stopping to think, I'm like, oh, this is just people that tried it once and then give up. But I didn't give up. And so feels pretty good, especially for someone that wasn't even in the top 50th percentile of his high school. I'm wearing this badge.
Well done.
I know.
So what does that mean? How far have you run?
20 miles so far.
Dang.
I know, right?
Thanksgiving was last week.
I know. I might have goofed myself up. I am very sore. I took off my shoes 2 days ago. My big toe was bleeding because apparently I always forget. Got to clip your nails when you go for runs, especially if you run on the balls of your feet, because your toes are just like trying to kill each other and cut each other as you run. They're like, I hate this. I'm going to murder you, and like you're
self-sabotage.
Yeah. So lovely imagery of my toes self-sabotaging me and like killing each other.
Claws.
Oh,
your talons.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how I feel. It's just my toes are nasty. Welcome to Toe Corner. I gotta stop with these corner bits. Welcome to Bits Corner. One of my favorite things about my jog is that I simply went by the local YMCA and decided to run in front of everyone that was kind of trapped in the YMCA, just kind of on the machines. Like there's this window by the local YMCA where they can look out on the street. I guess it's more for people to look in and see all these old people working out and get jealous somehow and want to join the Y. And even the sidewalk in front of this kind of deviates. Instead of going a straight line, they created this nice landscaped curvy path that takes you right up to the window, like uncomfortably close to the window. So if you're walking and you like need to get to the bus stop, you have to go really close to this Y and like, I don't know.
Watch people?
Well, yeah, or like let them watch you. And like there's this, it's just like, I hate the design because some designer out there was like, we're going to make them feel guilty and they're going to join the Y. And it makes no sense to me. But anyway.
It's working on you.
Well, no, it's not, because I use it as a point of pride because I'm the free bird, y'all. I'm going by, like I'm probably like walking up to the line and like I see the Y coming up on the sidewalk. I'm like, I'm going to jog past that and look all free and not caged.
Free bird.
Yeah, like free bird. And I hate that song, y'all.
What?
I'm sorry, Brett. I know, Brett, you're a guitarist.
As a guitarist, my ears are actually bleeding right now.
Gosh. And your eyes. Oh, gosh.
Well, as a guitar heroist, my fingers shame you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you a guitar hero wizard?
Oh, yeah. And I used to play expert. I've been out of the game for a while now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Brett, calm down. I know you're excited that you heard that.
I feel honored to be in your presence.
As you should.
People ask me legitimately with a straight face if I think it's like a good practice tool for learning music. I have to be polite and say no.
You're like...
but I use the orange button.
There are some games coming out now where you can just play a real guitar into your Xbox or whatever, and
I've heard of that.
That's pretty legit. It's cool. But it does not make you necessarily a guitarist because you're still just playing what they show you on a screen. So it kind of takes the creative element away from it.
I just pictured a very lame game where you get a guitar and like the video game interface is just a crowd of people that actually want to listen to you playing the guitar.
So it's like you're on stage?
Your own crowd, and they're like, good job.
Well, Guitar Hero does that, kind of.
Yeah, but you don't get the real guitar, and so you don't get the semi-feeling of legitimacy.
Right.
At the end of the day, you know you're a fraud.
Illegitimate.
Yeah. So that's pretty much my workout. The only one of the things I just real quick here, as I really have noticed that as much as I love coming home, and even if there is a crying baby waiting for me, I want to, I still need to get out and exercise because I don't want to die, early when I'm 95 years old.
Right.
I want to be there for Ellie's like super PhD graduation. The future's interesting, y'all. Can't wait for it. Oh. I hate it when I do that.
I do too.
It sounds like the aliens from Sign. Anyway,
can I just say, if Joaquin Phoenix is listening to this, call me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna give my number out, but
but he's Joaquin Phoenix,
yeah,
and he'll find out.
Message me on Instagram.
I'm really tempted to call you right now and just have you think for 1 second. Is it Joaquin?
He'll be like, "Hey, Lauren, it's Joaquin."
Sounds like an Elvis Joaquin makes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the voice though.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah. So it's a great excuse at the end of the day to go. Kind of reset. Kind of get ready for what's really coming home. Like when you're going out, you're running, you're exerting yourself, and you know that when you come home, you'll be a little bit more tired, but you kind of have that divider between work and home, and so I don't technically count myself at home until the workout is done and complete.
Interesting.
I think it's good. Because I don't want to die, like I said, before 95.
Right. So you would say that one of your main motivations for the working out is Ellie now.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
I kind of strap a headband around my head, and then I dangle a little picture of Ellie in front of me, and it's kind of the carrot that keeps me going.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
So now you have like this bigger reason to like actually get out there and do it.
Yeah.
Well, that might explain what happened to me this week.
What happened?
I don't have that motivation. I actually didn't work out this week.
Shame.
I earned that shame. I apologize. I apologize to everyone that I didn't do it. The only excuse I'll give is Christmas time working in corporate retail is hellish. Hellish. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just insane. Like, I'm not going to give you... Anyway.
Insane as in, like, you're spinning plates at work and, like, juggling. Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, like,
the corporate
metaphorically.
world makes no sense, yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
No, literally.
I know. And, oh, boy. Let's just say yesterday I worked almost 13 hours, and it was hard. So it's like, again, like I said in the past weeks, this is the first time in my life I've really, I think, learned that I'm working hard at something. And I got 2 jobs, so it was, let's just say, it was good if I bathed this week, let alone work out. Mm-hmm. So I was pretty pleased.
Another great topic for the podcast.
Bathing.
Oh, that could be a long one.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I feel like bathing is the reward for working out in a lot of cases.
Oh, absolutely. Bathing should just be like, they shouldn't even give away medals at the end of Olympic ceremonies. There should
just
be
a hot bath.
Yeah, three hot baths, stacked up like on an Olympic podium. And
I don't like showering.
That's fine. That's a bold thing to admit.
I don't. We've talked about my cleanliness habits, and they're not good. So maybe I was trying to save time by like, if I don't work out, I don't have to shower after. Like, great.
Are you scared of the shower?
No.
I know that for some kids that when you turn like on the shower, it's like apparently it's like very well. It is horrifying because this thing from high up is just spouting
shooting
water in the face, and you don't know if it's going to be hot or cold.
By that logic, are kids scared of clouds?
Oh, yes, definitely. Well, you're not. I have cloudophobia. Cumulophobia.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of the shower. I think, here's what I really think it is. I think I enjoy, this is weird, I think I enjoy being around people so much that I know if I shower, like, well, I'm alone in there.
Cam, she was watching you from the window of the Y.
Oh. Going back, yeah. So at the end of the day, robots, dinos, and isolation, loneliness, top fears.
Exactly, which is why I'm always so busy. But so I didn't work out this week, but I will tell you guys, because I think everyone should know about this. I do this sometimes. There is a guy on YouTube called the Fitness Marshal, and it's free if you have like your laptop or your Apple TV.
Apple TV.
Apple TV.
It's a very crappy off
Knockoff brand.
Oh, Apple TV. You can find it. He's called the Fitness Marshal. And he basically, if you like to dance, but you don't want to pay for Zumba, you can watch his dance videos. He choreographs these awesome dance videos and you get to like just dance with him and he's hilarious. It's so much fun.
Is
And-
Richard Simmons trying to reinvent himself?
No, it's not Richard. But I will say I did this a couple weeks ago and there is this one part where let's just say like you have to do this move where you're like basically doing the worm in a sense on the ground, but it's not meant to look like that. And I had to like I was doing it right as my roommate walked in and I was like, oh no. And I like jumped up and I'm like,
your roommate's like, quick, get a wallet in her mouth. Help her out. Someone call 911. You're not sneezing. Seizing. You're having a seizure.
what's a wallet?
Well, this is great. I work in public health. This is a great time to educate everyone. If someone's squirming around on the ground when you find them, hey, the best thing you do, call 911. Jam a wallet in their mouth so they don't break their teeth.
Wallet, like your
Seizure
wallet
preparedness.
you keep your money in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
That's
I
a
thought
thing.
that was like inside word for like a popsicle stick. But then who keeps a popsicle stick in their pocket?
Well,
I actually keep a flavored wallet around just for such a purpose.
So sweet of you.
you're seasoning like chocolate.
Lauren's like, I need a snack, so if I pretend to have a seizure,
Mine are money flavored, so you.
Gross. You know what though? Let's talk about the fact that men carry their wallets in their butt pockets. So
You know how
it's
men
literally
carry-
like up against their butt for like 8 hours a day. And then like they take your seizing and then they shove it in your mouth.
Oh.
That's just like butt leather in your mouth.
No, thank you.
technically the leather probably came from a butt to begin with.
Touche.
So
So,
you have,
it's
like-
like double butt leather.
Yeah. Nobody wants a double butt thing in their mouth.
Oh, maybe some do.
Get
But
my mouth away from that double butt.
if I'm if I'm seizing, I'm just like, please, no, thank you. I would like your flavored wallet. Thank you for your
Cherry or
consideration.
strawberry?
Strawberry.
Can do.
Strawberry wallet. So this Fitness Marshal is so much fun. When I actually do the workout, I'm smiling the entire time. And I'm realizing I probably look like a total goober, but he's so funny and it's free, y'all. So go, and he puts together these little playlists of like workouts for you. It's really fun. But anyway, that's what I did a couple weeks ago.
But it
So
doesn't count.
It doesn't. But I will say, I do love that because I do feel like there is a difference. Your motivation for working out is very different than mine. Mine is like, look good.
Look good.
It's very superficial. Yours is like be around so my daughter has a father for longer, which is really sweet.
You're not in that stage like my future daughter. I want her to have me when I'm, 110.
Oh, gosh.
Not really motivating you right now.
I feel like I would be you know what? If I'm 110, my future daughter, I think she has a right to like put a pillow over my face and like not have to take care of me anymore.
I think this is like this could be used as a video or a recorded will. I don't know what format the podcast is. So you said it here. We can reference back to that. Like you're in the nursing home and the futuristic floating Jetsons like nursing home in the air, and your daughter comes in her space car.
Yeah.
And it's like. It's
Bye,
your
Mom.
110th birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Slowly pillow comes over my head. I love you.
Oh, I love that grandmother voice. Where did that come from?
Well, Oh.
You really do have that down.
How are you doing?
Is that my husband or my old son?
This is your Uncle Carl.
Oh, I hope he's still around when I'm
Uncle
110.
Carl. He's 140.
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't know where that's going.
So yeah, that was my fail at podcasting this week. I apologize. I will say that I'm going to concede this week. I'm not even going to rate it because it's not fair. I got an NA. I didn't even, it doesn't even apply.
Doesn't work like
It
that.
doesn't apply.
You default to 0.
Default to 0.
Yep.
Okay, I got a 0, which, you know what? That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Okay, well
So that's my rating.
okay.
Yeah.
Brett, what do you give this week? As I'm coming from the married man perspective, what do you throw at this for
Yeah, well, cycling is kind of a nice combination of exercise and tourism because I really I didn't have a lot of times if I run I'll have earbuds in because running is so boring, but cycling I was just really enjoying the journey, and so that was great. And since I'm a musician, like I listen to music all day long, or I'm constantly feeling like I should be perfecting something or working on something. So this is just kind of a breath of fresh air. And I like working out with my wife, but it was a nice opportunity to just kind of go adventure on my own. She didn't come with me. So that was nice. And then the crunches and the push-ups were kind of awful. So the cycling I would give like a 10 out of 10, but the crunches and the push-ups I'd give like a 6 maybe. So aggregate score of an 8.
That's pretty high.
That's pretty good. I'm surprised you're still giving crunches above a 5. That's saying that 5 is the average. You're saying this isn't that bad.
Well, the nice part was that when I'm on the ground, my dogs want to come and see what I'm doing. So they were like trying to snuggle with me while I was doing crunches, which you just can't be mad at.
Gotcha. So you're secretly rating heavily influenced by the dogs.
I mean, aren't dogs supposed to incentivize you to work out anyways?
Oh, absolutely. I also, in addition to an Ellie dangling in front of my head, I also got a picture of Luna. So I totally get that.
Ellie Dingling.
Ellie Dingling.
Is that her middle name?
Let's hear those Ellie Dingling. Ring ting ting. Yeah. Hey, happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Greetings. Greetings
Season's
from the music
greetings.
wizard.
All right, Cam, what is your score?
Okay. 7.
7.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
So Brett wins.
Brett wins.
This is a thing for a married fatherless man.
Yeah, well, can I
I mean, not fatherless, childless. Sorry.
Oh, goodness. I hope nothing happens to Brett's dad.
I know, now I'm nervous.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah. 7 for me. You win. Take it.
Yeah, it's yours.
Working out.
The prize of not doing this again for like 2 weeks and then remembering that I should.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, sounds about right. So let's go ahead and transition to my favorite segment, Dumb Things. Yeah. So let's start out with the guest this week.
I feel so honored.
Yeah. All honor is bestowed upon thee. Please tell us about your dumb thing.
Honor me with listening to my dumb stories. So I rent a duplex, which I love. It's a great, it was recently remodeled. It was really nice. And when the landlord remodeled, he put in, I don't know where he's from, but he doesn't know Texas, I guess, because he put in like this really dainty, delicate, soft green grass. And what do we know about soft green grass in Texas? It dies.
Oh.
Yeah. So the first, well, you always have like that really rough grass that's like a big vine. That
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I hate that grass. I hate to sit in that grass, but it looks nice.
It looks nice, and that's what Texans are all about. Rough, intertwined, thick grass.
It's a real pain in the grass.
Good.
Please continue.
So this really soft grass, it rained in maybe May earlier this year. It is now November. And no, it's December. Wow. It rained in May and all that grass just washed away. It just disappeared. And over the summer, it continued to be dead because...
Get out of your grass.
There's no hope. And so now that it is fall again and it is raining, I guess it's winter everywhere else, but it's fall here. My backyard is basically a mud pit, which means I should own pigs instead of the 2 dogs that I own. And so now every time I let my dogs out, they come back so muddy that I have to bathe them. And now when I bathe them in our bathtub downstairs, it gets full of mud, and now the drain is starting to like clog up, and so it's just my landlord's a sweet man, and he does a great job taking care of our unit, but like grass, I need grass in my life.
Don't we all? Move to Colorado or California, brother.
Get out of here with your high maintenance needs of grass.
High
for a yard.
When I was even happy for a while because fall came and the leaves fell, and I was like, oh, I'll just leave all the leaves out there and it'll keep them from getting muddy. But then they came and did my lawn. Oh, how dare they come do a service for me. And they blew away all the leaves, and then it rained, and so we're back here.
You're like the crazy old man. Hey, bring my leaves back here.
Those were mine.
Hey, I need my leaves, you whippersnappers.
That's incredibly dumb.
I can see your conundrum. You're like, I want my leaves, but they're like, we raked your leaves. You're welcome. And you're like, we're just like all the joy of fall suddenly swept up away just as they come and do this lawn care.
And you're like, I guess winter is here now.
Winter is here.
Lauren, what about you?
My dumb thing.
What's new and dumb in your life?
Well, this is actually something that I kind of witnessed. It was, you could call it an overheard, but
What are you talking about?
I was at a party. It was kind of like a bonfire party. You know, us singletons, we like to gather in clusters and then just like try and size each other up for possible mates. And this is what we were doing. It was like
snakes do for their meal. They size up.
We were like, you'll fit. And I, can I unhinge my jaw and like a snake
consume?
does?
That's what I did with Amy. I'm like, I could eat that.
And so anyway, this bonfire party, it was really fun. It was out in someone's backyard, and there was a movie projected on. They had like the side of the house. They were watching a movie, and I was there with a couple girlfriends, and we walked up, and I'm just laughing at this horrible conversation I overheard. So there's this guy, and he was sitting there right by the screen, and my friend turned to him and said, wow, you've got the best seat in the house. You're so lucky. And this guy, he was actually in a wheelchair, and he looked up at her and goes, yeah, I'm really lucky.
No.
It was like...
That's like a scene from an Adam Sandler movie or
Oh,
something.
I know.
Oh, my mind immediately went there. This is such like high school 90s humor here.
I know.
Like, ugh.
I don't know if he meant it like that, and I know my friend didn't mean it like that. She literally meant like, whoa, you're right there. Like we're all standing and like you're getting to chill. But then I don't even know. But I was just kind of observing this back and forth, and I was like, oh man. Like I was like kind of wanted to like back away slowly.
I like that the motions you're doing right here in the room is kind of much of a backstroke.
Like if I was in a pool.
Like you're an octopus, like swim away from this.
Yeah.
I just swam into the wall just now, hit my head.
So I'm sorry.
So it sounds like Macaulay Culkin from Saved. Oop.
Yeah. It was kind of like Macaulay Culkin.
Was he the one in the wheelchair?
Yes.
Okay.
He was in Saved.
Definitely sounds like, what is that dude up to these days?
Being creepy.
Yep.
I hear he was on tour with his band in Europe, and they had to cancel the rest of the tour because he got thrown out of a club during his kazoo solo. It's a pizza themed band. You should look it up. I actually haven't heard their music, and now I wish I had, because that sounds...
Oh, we need someone write in, tell us internet, what's the name of that pizza Macaulay Culkin band? We got to know.
Cheese, please. That's what I'd name my
That's
band.
actually pretty good. I would go Pep and Roni, because we're fun.
Because we like to pep. So that's my dumb thing. I actually really enjoyed overhearing it. But I actually never brought it up with my friend again, because I figured I don't need to,
So you decided to just say it out here on the podcast.
I did, but no one knows who it was. And I'm going to leave it at that. Cameron, I want to hear your dumb thing.
Guys, my dumb thing is, I don't know if it's going to be also a spoiler alert. As you know, I like film.
We've made about 10 bad 90s movie references.
Yes. And so I'm not going to do... For once, I'm not going to talk about a 90s movie. I feel like this is really just turning into a pop culture podcast, which I'm totally fine with. But so when Amy and I get home, we realize that one of the things that we can't really sit down and watch a movie. We definitely can't watch a movie. And it's really hard for us to sit down and even watch a TV show.
Does Ellie have a password on your Netflix? And she's like, no, this is inappropriate.
This is inappropriate. Kids only. You can only watch SpongeBob. That's Ellie's voice.
Apparently.
She real a-hole. But we watch YouTube videos. Amy and I will just kind of sit down because we can watch maybe a 5-minute video at a time. And as you might know, I have YouTube parties every once in a while. That's where people come over to the house and I'm just like, hey, let's watch this funny video. And then people are like, hey, look up this video and that. And so, but we're obsessed with just YouTube videos. And so we watched one the other night that was about the upcoming Rogue One Star Wars movie, because it's that time of year, y'all. It's the Star Wars season is very much upon us. All the videos are coming up are very speculative as to what's really going on with this, dare we say it, another prequel Star Wars movie. And that's kind of chilling to say that. This one guy made this crazy hypothesis that the main characters of this movie, there's a main character named Jin. She's the one in the trailer that's like, the young whippersnapper, rebellious type that she's getting all types of shenanigans and just is like, many people have hypothesized that she's going to be Rey's mom, which this guy kind of broke down is like in the timeline, like she would have been like 60 when she gave birth, or that just doesn't make any sense.
Well, not in our planet,
No.
but this is in a galaxy far, far away.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure Rey formed up out of midichlorians just assembling together, and
She's Jar Jar Binks' baby.
yeah, exactly. Guys, you know what's a really scary thought? Is that timeline-wise, this is between Episode 3 and Episode 4. Jar Jar Binks can still be alive.
I hope he makes a cameo.
I hope he does,
Misa
too.
thinks he might.
Oh, good. I love... Oh, man. So, anyway, one of the crazy hypotheses is that maybe these people are somehow the Knights of Ren. I'm going to go ahead and say it, but they really dived in deep. And by the end of this YouTube video, Amy and I watched a 20-minute video that only talked about how these new characters, the main rebel group, somehow turns into the Knights of Ren. And at the end, there's like this tiny string that's kind of like maybe they are, but maybe they aren't. And, with the new Force Awakens that came out last year, there's all this mystery, like who are these Knights of Ren? What does, Ren mean? Why does he call himself Kylo Ren? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I was really lost.
That's okay.
I
know. That's why this is dumb, is because we sat there and we watched this. And Amy, the dumbest thing is that Amy's not that interested, yet she still sat there for about 20, 25 minutes watching this YouTube video.
I'm amazed she did.
Yeah, so...
I would have left your ass on the couch 2 minutes in.
Yep. That's and that's kind of how I felt at the end. I've never felt like I've wasted more time in my life than watching YouTube
Video.
theories,
Conspiracy
Star Wars
theories.
Yeah, conspiracy theories. So that's my dumb thing for the week.
I think that's fair.
Are you accusing yourself of being the dumb thing? Or
Well,
is the
no,
video...
Amy for sitting through it, because that's just very dumb. Oh man, turn my Batman voice on.
My mind was going to so many places. Knights of Ren, like I don't know.
We're Knights of the Ren table.
Yeah, and I thought like Ren and Stimpy, and I was like, this can't be a tie-in.
Turns out that's the big reveal.
Yeah.
It's actually Ren.
Oh man,
A bunch of Rens.
Steve, you idiot!
So that's the dumb thing for the week.
All right, now we're moving on to Heart Times, where people write in with their questions, and we give our unqualified answers.
And our voices turn just a little softer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So welcome everyone. Welcome to Hard Times Corner. Mm-hmm. So this week our email actually comes from Amy. Not my sweet Amy, but an Amy. It is Amy. It's Amy.
You're
it's my
creeping
wife.
me out with that voice.
It's my soft voice. This is how I talk to Amy whenever guests aren't here. Let's go make dinner.
Oh my gosh!
That's how you talked her into watching that whole video.
Yeah, you sound like
Do
you
you
should
like
be on.
this? What do you think about the Knights of Ren? Do you think they really could? Do you think Jin's the
Oh my gosh.
rogue type? Anyway. So email comes from Amy this week. She really wanted to, I think Amy's going to eventually, probably pretty soon here, be one of our upcoming guests, but she really wanted to put in her question for the week. Her email goes, "Hey, Cam and Lauren, I'm married to one of you, and we've actually never discussed this, so I'm genuinely curious about this. I'll get straight to the point and ask, what are your thoughts on peeing in front of your significant other? I would extend this to number 2 because all relationships need boundaries. Do you / would you pee in front of your partner? Does the practicality of sharing the bathroom in daily life win out? Is it a kind of intimacy, or rather is it gross? So that being said, Brett, I think this is a perfect one to pitch over to you.
My wife and I have been dating for 10 years and married for 5. So there's a long history of discussing bodily functions in our marriage. Yeah. 10 years last month. It was good.
Wow.
And I have a little bit of a different feeling about it than she does. She's actually a little more open. I'm sure she's going to let me talking about this because she, even her mom, she's cool with her being there while she's on the toilet. She's very open about that. I have an open door policy on number 1, but a closed door policy on number 2.
Interesting.
Well put. I mean, number 2 is a no-no. There's no one on this earth that should be like. There needs to be a barrier. Like and increasing out whenever you go to like some restrooms in like public places that don't have a door for the toilet. That is the worst thing in the world. I think whoever decided that some of these stalls shouldn't have a door should be murdered.
They sound like an old perv to me.
Well, yeah, like here we'll leave the doors open.
I might just stumble in and see something.
Oh gosh, like man, the architect of this place hangs out a lot.
Right by the bathroom.
But yeah, I completely agree. Doors closed. Number 2, always. What do you think, Lauren? Let's talk roommates.
Oh. Okay. Well, I would say we always had an open door policy for number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, closed door. But I think if it was my spouse, I feel like I would fully intend on having closed door all the time. Mm-hmm. But eventually, after like 2-3 years, it would be like open. And I think after having a baby, I feel like it's like doors open all the time.
No, it's closed. It's closed.
Really?
Dads will say this. Every dad out there knows this, and that's your time. That's your time. That door goes closed. But you learn to become a sitter for number 1, and you take your time with it.
But I'm thinking from the perspective of a woman.
Right.
So the dad, really, your body, nothing changes when you have a kid. As a woman, like everything changes, So it's like at that point, you're like everyone's seen everything.
Right.
Things are different places. Like everything's different. Doors staying open.
You have pooped on a table in front of a stranger.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like there's like all of those modest limitation, like they're just gone. And then you're like, I'm just tired. Like closing that door seems difficult, so it's going to stay open.
Amy's in the bathroom right now, and it's open.
I will say I would fully intend on being like door closed all the time, mysterious. Like, what's she doing in there? She's just like doing her hair. I don't know, but little does he know. That's how I would intend. But I think realistically, like I'm more like your wife. Like I come from a very open family. We just, doors open for whatever. Like my brother used to like call my mom in and be like, "Mom, look what the toilet, look what I did," and they would like discuss it.
No, that's a little too far. I still have dude friends that will post. In fact, I know one guy that has an Instagram account.
No,
actually, I would love to give it to everyone here. No, there's still a poop account. One of my friends has.
Is it Dick?
No, it's not Dick.
Okay.
No.
My family probably would have had an outhouse if that were still a thing. Like, separate yourself from it.
See, I respect that. But unfortunately, I don't know that life. Like, I only know...
You're a city girl.
Outhouse, schmouthouse.
So I get that. So I think at the end of the day, to answer your question, Amy, I'm going to retract what I said, and I say door closed, number 2 and number 1. So let's keep them doors closed, people. Right. If you have a baby, that's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I would say we've had fun today. I want to say, have we?
Agreed.
Anyway, but yes, thank you, Brett, for coming here and being our guest this lovely
Brett.
morning.
It has been a delight.
Thanks.
Good. So like I said, that about does it. If you would like more of Lauren and me, you can follow us on social media. For Instagram and Twitter, I'm at CamCarter2010. And for Lauren, Instagram is what?
My Instagram is Neateroni, Neateroni. And on Twitter, I am Neatos Tweetos.
And you could just figure out how that's spelled.
Yep.
Actively using that Twitter account, Lauren?
Not yet.
Okay. And And then if you like what you hear, please tell your friends. And if you want puppies to be in heaven, you can leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us and really helps those puppies out. So
They need you.
they absolutely do. We'll see you here next week on another edition of Unhitched or Dad Trying.
Sounds fun. I'll see you then.
Bye.
Anyway. Fuck. Oh, that was funny.